Good morning, everybody. So today I wanted to talk to you about the covert, malignant female narcissist. Now, these are amongst the worst, and I had been with one of these. And so that's why I wanted to go over it today, because these are the types that will destroy you. And I'll tell you, if I hadn't had a couple of these before, for years upon years, I wouldn't have probably made it out alive, because they continue. This is the deal. Until you wake up, God's going to allow the enemy. So this is a twofold thing. God's going to allow it, and the enemy is going to get them to send more powerful ones out to you. And how this construct typically works is that you start out with a borderline. And I have talked to so many people, and that's what happened to me. I had spent 10 years with a borderline. I was married to a borderline. And next you'll get a narcissist, and then after that you'll start to get some sort of malignant narcissist, and it just goes from there. In a sociopath, psychopath. And when you get into the malignant narcissist, they're pretty much a sociopath. And there's not too much difference between a sociopath and a psychopath. But anyway, let's get into it. So what these are also called is the dark triad, and the dark triad is tries 3. So there's 3 different personalities that make up their behavior. Okay, and it's always going to be the NPD factor. So you have the narcissist personality disorder, which is the grandiosity, the superiority, the attention, the extreme need for attention and admiration, and the fawning and all of that. Then you're going to have the psychopathy, and the psychopathy is going to be kind of no conscience or lack of conscience, almost none. They're going to be no empathy and no compassion, and they're pretty much going to be run, if anything, from some sort of shame. They can still feel shame and some sort of regret, but it may come more like in depression type state. So then you got the Machiavellianism. So the Machiavellianism gets it to where it's like the heavy manipulation mixed with exploitation. Then you have deception, heavy deception mixed with sadism. So this is heavy, y'all, when you put all these together and you combine them into one individual. One fat sandwich of, Satan, pretty much. And this is what you're dealing with when you deal with these individuals. And these individuals will target you. You're always targeted, right? You're always a target. But these target certain things in your life that they want. Now, they will always go for a primary source supply for their fuel, which would be your traits, your admiration, adoration, and the heavy emotions that you put on them. Now, but if they like your status, if they like your charisma, we like to think that the narcissist is the one with all the charisma. I'll tell you right now, a lot of times the narcissist is not the one with the charisma, because there's so many of them that are antisocial. And antisocials, they don't like to be in crowds of people. They actually like to blend into the wall. But that's what makes them so destructive and deceptive, because they can kind of mimic an individual that is coy and can easily be looked at as a victim. And they look like these sweet church-going people. But, what helped me earlier than later in this situation was I started to hone my intuition. And what really happened was they all run on tracks, and they all beat to a different drum, okay, than humanity. These individuals, I don't even call them humanity, because they walk and talk and act. Everything is odd and weird. And whenever you get into something, listen, you can even look this up on a dictionary, but when you get into something that's odd or weird, it's almost always satanic. So keep that in mind. But these individuals, they get pleasure off of your pain, okay? And it could be emotional or physical, but these guys target you for usually some sort of monetary thing as well. It may not be, because it may just be your innateness. See, a lot of times they get infatuated with you, just like the narcissist would. But these are totally different individuals. These are so much worse. And they will come at you all sweet, humble, playing the victim, just like that. And they will, because it could be something like an item, like they want your house, or they want your finances, or your car, or something. So they have a complete means to the end. To where a lot of times, narcissists come in all different kinds. They could be messy, but these individuals, they're a little bit more pinpoint. But the thing about these types, a lot of times they're going to also deal with where they're impulsive, and they still deal with the rage and the anxiety. So that's where the psychopath doesn't deal with that so much. But other than that, that's pretty much the only thing that separates them from a psychopath. But they get pleasure off of the harming you, physically or emotionally harming you. This is horrible, right? Their behaviors, they have no identity as well. And And the female covert malignant narcissist is going to use their femininity first. So they're going to be the one to put heavy sex on you and to do whatever it takes to allure you so that they can become you. This is what they do. They want to enjoy all of the fruits of your labor is what they think in the initial start of it. They're infatuated with you. They want to enjoy the fruits of your labor. And they think that if they're with you long enough that they can gain these same traits that you have by being with you and watching you and studying you. That's initially how it starts. But then after a short period of time, they realize that they cannot be or garner these types of things. So then they start to go to devalue and destroy mode, because these individuals are also heavy in competition and jealousy and envy. Heavy. That's why you don't want to get involved with these individuals. You need to just fade into the wall, man, into the wallpaper. You want to just blend into the rest of the society and just move yourself out the way, because this is like the devil in physical form. And a lot of times what's so damaging and destructive about these individuals is nobody will believe you, because out there they're hard workers. They look like they are the typical sweet church-going girl, and they may even dress modest, and they operate better than most Christians, right? But it's all fake. And behind closed doors, it is a whole nother person. I won't even call them person, but it's a whole different situation. And so they mimic your behavior, whatever would be appealing to you, because they are chameleons as well. Their mask is really good. They're very, very manipulative. They're just vile, horrible people. They're in competition with you. They will sabotage you, because if they're in competition with you and they're not winning in a situation, meaning getting more attention than you, it could be anything, then they're going to do whatever it takes. They are the ones that are by any means necessary, and they don't like to give up. So they avoid accountability. And if you continue, say, if you're out and about and you continue to question them, they will rage on you. And they really think in their mind that they're perfect. There's never any accountability. There's never anything wrong with them. It's you're the one with the problem. And this is the thing. These are the individuals where it's like if they were to destroy you, and say a therapist is sitting with them and will ask them, well, how do you feel about that? They feel like it's okay, because they feel like that if you allowed it, then you're the one at fault. Like, you're the naive one. So you should have to pay. See how when you're sadistic and you're deceptive and you have no empathy, this is how you act. This is how they act in hell. They're not responsible, and they will do whatever it takes to win. They will exploit anybody. Like, they have no holds barred when it comes to what they do. They will turn their kids in. They will their family. They will have sex with your brother, your mother, your father. These people they will have sex with anything. And for them, it's just like a numbers thing. They're not concerned with any kind of injury or harm that they would put on you, whether it be disease or anything. Anything. In fact, they get off on it. This is the individual that wants to reposition themselves as being you at some point, because they can't become like you. They want to take those traits, they want to wear them from themselves, they want to understand how they can generate them and then use them for their own exploitation. That's originally what they want. And what happens is they get envious of you, so envious. It's deep-seated, okay? And the only way they get some sort of satiety on this is if they go out and destroy you. And at least they'd feel like in the competition they won somehow. But they don't win. You can destroy people all day long, but God, you ain't destroying God. He ain't get you. And a lot of times this is the case. So they will be out to destroy the individual that they supposedly are professing to love. These are the true wolf in sheep's clothing. They will destroy you by any means necessary, and they will be out for whatever it is the target was while they were with you or before they actually targeted you. They don't have any understanding. They have no understanding on how an individual thinks in humanity. They just don't get it. They're so distant from humanity. They're just disconnected completely. It's just they're evil. They're evil individuals. But the problem is they don't look evil. They speculate that you're really just faking and you're just like them, or that humanity is just completely naive, and why would they not leverage themselves like they are? So they have two different things going on there because they can't figure it out. They can never come to an answer. They will play the victim all the time. Whenever they get caught or anything, you catch them in a lie because they're pathological liars and cheaters. In fact, these are the worst cheaters. They cheat. They are the one with 10 to 15 individuals that they're having sex with in their rotation. I mean, these are the true hoe right here. And, you know, the less empathy you have, the more you can destroy. So whatever the narcissist, if they had any empathy as a narcissist, these individuals here are just one step from being a psychopath, really. And they do get worse, just like the rest of them. They just want to hurt people, and then they're in complete denial of it. Like, they don't feel it, and they can't rationalize how it feels, and they don't care. They don't even think about it. So they come in very similar. They mirror, they love bomb you, and then they find whatever it is, they want to take advantage of you in any and every which way they can so they can gain power and control over you. They're expert liars. They're extra good at it. And they will lie about everything. But they're better. They're the next level from, like, say, a narcissist. They're a little bit more calculated. They're more on their game, so to speak. But like I said, anytime you're more on your game, you're going to have more pathological entities living in you. That's how you get more power. You open yourself up to the construct gets bigger. Well, it's like a business. It has to expand. You need more employees. You need more management. Okay. And this is how it works. I don't care if you out there believe that this is a spiritual issue first or not. I don't care. But if you look at it from a psychological standpoint, you'll come up with very similar answers. But my truth of it all, it's a spiritual issue, and there's no any which way around it. They're two-faced, pathological, and they're out to destroy. They will triangulate you and triangulate two individuals amongst each other and just step back and just watch them destroy each other, and they started the whole thing. They're two-faced. They can be very aggressive, verbally and emotionally aggressive. They're very heavy in sexual seduction. They want to get you obsessed with them. The female covert malignant narcissist wants to get you obsessed with. That's how they hook you real good. It's trust, love. They will data mine you, and then they will hook the hell out of you through sex. And they might give you the best sex. You know, a lot of people on this platform call it the nectar, because it's almost like they're the most lustful individual. And they get you down to that level as well, because they pull you, remember, they pull you from your spirit man to your ego. Okay. And that's what disconnects you from God. That's why as soon as you're with the narcissist, it's almost like you can't pray, you can't get to God anymore. You have this brain fog. They fog you up. They do, psychic attacks on you, and they perform witchcraft as soon as they get you down to their level, and then they step on you and crush you. And that's why you got to watch it, because when you go into covenant with individuals and you let these individuals in your house and you wear the gifts that they give you, and they buy you things that they curse. Okay. A lot of times they're all into witchcraft, man. A lot of them are into witchcraft. But, they embody witchcraft. They're the embodiment of witchcraft. If you look up witchcraft and how witchcraft works, it's the opposite of humanity. It's the opposite of order, almost. Think about it, y'all. That's what the narcissist is. When you love them, they hate you. When you hate them, they love you, and they'll do anything to get you back. You see what I'm saying? It's always the opposite. It's just like in those old rock music, you could backman rap now. You could backmask it, and it will say words spoken normal, because demonic entities, they even speak backwards to defy God, because God's order is to speak forwards. So they pleasure themselves, and that's all it is. It's the same thing. It's like as the narcissist, but it's at a heavy level where they're just out for their own pleasure, their own needs, and they will probably, a lot of times they will find the same thing. They're going to have the naive targets and the targets that are like the street people, those types of supply, whatever they can get, and then they're going to try to they like to take down high value targets and use them as primary supply. But that's pretty much how it goes. So you got to watch out for them. You'll find them in the church, and these are the ones that carry Leviathan, the Jezebel spirit. They carry all of those different spirits, the silver-tongued serpent, y'all. The envious spirit, the deceptive spirit, the spirit of confusion, the spirit of wickedness. They're just wicked. And they will do these things, like when there's full moons out, they will go do these seances in front of these full moons, and they will draw down fuel from the moon to give them the allure that they use. This is what they do. And to make them to have extra sexual appeal, and to get you obsessed with them, they will do sex magic. When they will perform sex, they will be doing magic. They will be thinking certain things that they want to come into fruition. I told you that they manifest through your fuel. And sometimes they use your own fuel a lot of times they use your own fuel against you. So you see, that's how people can get autoimmune diseases. They steal your fuel, throw their fuel on you. It's not your fuel, and you got to burn it off. And at the same time, they'll take your own fuel and hit you in the head with it. You see, and then you wonder how you get autoimmune diseases and stuff. They get you so pent up for so long. The stress, the anxiety, the depression. They will get you to a point to where you can't walk to the mailbox without them holding your hand if you let them. So my advice to you, if you know anybody like this, is to run. Run from them and anybody that they are associated with. But a lot of times the allure and the deception and the gaslighting and the sadistic acts that they do mix with the witchcraft, because they will pull you down to their level because they want to be cohesive with you. And the only way they can connect with you on this is to get you on the same plane. But they love the fuel, so it's easy for them to pull you down to their level. But then they will actually, when they leave you, they will boost themselves up so they can go get new supply, meaning suck as much as they can from you and fling their shit on you. And then you are a soulless human being for a time, and you wonder why you don't even know who you are anymore. It's because you're not dealing with humanity. You're dealing with something from another dimension. So if you can give me a like, subscription, and a thumbs up, I love y'all. Till next time, soldier up. Peace, we out.